Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be exposing an entire group of hackers in Battlefield 2042. You guys may have seen my video a few days ago that was about CPTDADDYHIND. It really all started with him and his releasing of him basically hacking like a complete scumbag in Battlefield 2042, and then we went on to Lukeskyfarmer, started to look into his content a little bit. We couldn't really necessarily prove 100% that he was hacking, it's just that his gameplay certainly looked a bit sus, and we knew that he was hanging around with people like CPTDADDYHIND. So, you know, understandably, some of you guys weren't convinced about Luke, but we are going to blow the lid off this entire thing here. We're going to take a closer look, because ever since I put out that video, I have had nothing but DMs from people, all kinds of people, lots of new information has come to light here, and honestly it is quite eye-opening, not just for the community, but I think in terms of like anti-cheat and how DICE need to tackle this in the future going forward, and why it's so important for us, the community and the players, to also report people in-game. I know this is a bit of an unusual video guys, but nevertheless, if you do enjoy the content here on the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button down below if you enjoy the video and you think it's important. Feel free to share it as well. You can also join the Discord or hit me up on Twitter if you want to speak to me outside of video hours, let's call it, and you can catch me live streaming over on Twitch or indeed here on YouTube. And as always guys, thank you for the support. Okay, let's begin with a little bit of a quick backstory to get you guys up to speed. If you haven't seen the other video, I will link it up in the corner there so you can go and watch that, but if you can't be bothered, basically this scumbag called CPTDADDYHIND turned out to be hacking, and being the stupid guy that he is, he actually posted footage of himself doing it on, I believe it was Facebook. And this is one of the guys who is renowned for being a stream sniper and basically making most of his content and getting his giggles off of harassing other players in-game. And one of his best mates happened to be this guy called Lukeskyfarmer, who is a content creator himself. He was putting out Jet World Record games on YouTube. He had over 10,000 subscribers. And so since he was obviously hanging around with CPTDADDYHIND, who is now a known cheater, after looking at Luke's footage, it also seemed that his games seemed a little bit suspect, especially like the World Record Jet game. And so I came to the conclusion that he was most likely cheating in some way. I wasn't 100% convinced that he was using any kind of an aimbot on the rocket pods, but I did think he was probably using an ESP hack. And ESP stands for Extra Sensory Perception. So this is any sort of a hack that is going to allow you to see through walls, see where the enemies are, how much health they have, and basically a lot of the stuff that we saw in DADDYHIND's footage. Now, ever since I made that video and Ash made his video, because these guys have also, let's remember, been harassing Ash a lot and stream sniping him over the past couple of years, things started to blow up over on Twitter, and it sort of became the main subject matter that the Battlefield community was talking about. It seemed that everybody had something to say about it, and it was obviously that some people didn't quite believe that Luke was hacking, which is fair enough. But what I found out from a lot of people who have DM'd me, and what Ash has found out from digging a little deeper, is that Luke has an entire group of friends and a dedicated Discord server where they're basically just all sat there hacking and having a jolly good time about it, and apparently EA's anti-cheat isn't doing a damn thing about it. So here we have Exhibit A, ladies and gentlemen. This was sent to me right after I put out the video, and as you can see, it's part of a Discord conversation between CPTDADDYHIND and Lukeskyfarmer, and he's saying people are big mad about my hacks. This is after he stupidly put out that video on Facebook, and he's saying, why would you post it? You're gonna get us all in some shit. And he's like, don't trip, no one's gonna know you use it. You're safe. Now, of course, Luke defended himself here, saying that this Discord conversation had been fabricated, that it was completely fake, and yeah, I guess it's possible that somebody really wants to stitch Luke up and they, you know, had the means to do that. But personally, I can't really think of anybody who would care that much about framing him that they would want to go through all of this trouble. Move on to the next day, and we saw a very interesting video. Now, apparently, whoever dropped this on Facebook says that they hacked into Luke's Discord and they sort of found a DM between him and CPTDADDYHIND, and they pulled this video from there. I'm not sure how much I believe that, or that somebody could even be bothered to go to such lengths, but nevertheless, this is the video here. It's going to show CPTDADDYHIND once again using his hacks, and the voice that has been, by the way, confirmed by several people to be Luke's, you're going to hear in the background, sounds a lot like Luke really knows what he's talking about.
Oh, Clear Sky just shit on him. That's one of Dreamville's boys.
You said the PKP?
Yeah.
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 He's good.
Just run it plain, brother. You don't need nothing. That gun's so good. Especially with the hacks. It deletes. Your LCMG's kind of shit. You're gonna do way better with this shit.
Oh, I love the PKP. I forgot how to use.
Hind, you don't have to reload, bro, until you're down to like 10 bullets. Oh my god, this is hilarious to watch.
And y'all thought that wasn't a good idea.
So this is obviously recorded in their Discord, right? He's obviously streaming for people on Discord here. They're watching, you know, Captain Daddyhind using the hacks. They're having a good laugh about it. And just the way that Luke talks about it here when he's stating that the PKP is a much better weapon to use over the LCMG with these hacks, it really does sound like he's speaking from experience to me. But once again, this is not cold hard proof that Luke himself is hacking, but it does prove that they have some sort of a hacker Discord. Now what I'm going to show you guys next is a series of screenshots that I have received from various people, and I don't think he can really say that all of these are fabricated. I just do not buy it. So this is the first one. This is obviously the Discord group, and it's called Leluki and the 7 Skybotters, and luckily we can see all the people here except for somebody who's been, you know, sort of blurred out there, whoever sent me the screenshot didn't want me to know about, I guess. But otherwise, we can see all of the people in the group. We can see Salim saying, "Be back later," and he's also posted a screenshot. And if you guys don't know Salim, this Salim guy is yet another one of these stream sniper harasser guys that have been pestering Ash and other people on Twitch. So it seems that it's the same group of people that have been doing the harassment here that have also been using these hacks. Surprise, surprise. So this is the screenshot that Salim posted here, and you guys are going to see that it will be confirmed that this guy outskilled. This is Salim, and the Miami Musashi guy, that is Luke. He's basically, even if he's not aimbotting himself, he has offered to fly Salim around so that he can go 295 and 2. And up in the corner there, you're going to see the overlay that they're using. It's called Zaptine, and you guys should remember that name because it's going to come up again. So here is one of the other guys that was in the chat, Reaper, and it seems that he's leaked this screenshot himself from his own Discord, and he confirms here that Miamo is Lukeskyfarmer, outskill is Salim, and he says this is back when Salim was using the cheat. Apparently he stopped using it now. You can even see here that he says it's better if he flies us, if not we'll get Luke to do it. And you know, he says he's the goated Hind pilot, and then Luke says I'll fly Salim and you can rep us. So he's even admitted himself there that he is going to fly him around. So at this point, even if Luke isn't 100% using these hacks himself, he is heavily involved. He's completely condoning the use of it, and he's even helping his friends to get as many kills as they can with the hacks, which, you know, in my opinion, is really just as bad. However, this group of hackers goes even further. It actually expands into the IDF clan, or the IDF platoon. So for those of you who don't know IDF, they are a dogfighting group of players, a dogfighting community. Here is their platoon page from Battlefield 4. I've known them for a long time, and IDF stands for I Dogfight. I also used to practice with some of these guys back in the day. They would absolutely whoop my ass every time, and you can see here their motto: train hard, fight hard, but fair. Keep on moving, and Godspeed. So their reputation is one of an extremely skilled group of jet users, very, very difficult to deal with, but definitely not cheaters, definitely not harassers, and generally just people who are enthusiasts about flying in Battlefield games. However, here is another screenshot that was sent to me. It seems that Salim himself has leaked this one because he's crossed out a lot of what he said, so he doesn't really seem to care about incriminating himself. I guess he's just, you know, ready to face the music for whatever he's done here and the hacks that he's used in the past. But this is a conversation with a guy called RF, and this RF guy is a member of the IDF clan. And he's sharing a link to that overlay. Remember the Zaptine overlay? So this is panel.zaptine.com. This will basically give you a link to that overlay. He's even giving you what I assume to be a username and a password login, and the password he's giving up here is literally Rf-935. So he's basically like sharing the hacks around in the Discord, essentially saying like, yo, anybody else want to have a go with my hacks? You know, feel free. And he admits here, I only used ESP for 2 weeks and it was okay. Then I used aimbot in the attack chopper as a gunner and I got banned in a day. Just don't tell anyone. So I can't imagine that the IDF clan are particularly happy about this. You know, this really sort of drags their name through the mud, and they've been a fairly respected clan as far as I know, and I know lots of players in there as well. So hopefully this is just a unique case. It's just some guy who's decided to kind of go AWOL and use hacks for whatever reason, and the IDF aren't, you know, involved themselves. I sincerely don't think that they are. I think this is just RF. But this is just really interesting to me to see how many people have been using these hacks and getting away with it, right? Now, a few days ago, I believe it was on the 30th of April, all of a sudden, Ash receives a video, and so do I in fact, through a DM from somebody who basically uploaded this on YouTube as an unlisted video, so it was some sort of an unknown channel. We don't really know where the source of this video originated from, but it apparently shows Luke to be hacking. And it looks pretty convincing to me. You can see him flying around in the Nightbird, obviously using these hacks. Somebody's screen recording here, and, you know, just like we've seen with Captain Daddyhind, he's streaming this for the Discord so everybody can watch it. And as he zooms out of the call here, you can see Lukeskyfarmer over there on the left. You can see him down below. It would be quite difficult, I think, to fabricate all of this, and I just can't really think of anybody who would hate Luke that much that they would want to stitch him up in this way. So once this was shared over on Twitter, guess what? All of a sudden, Lukeskyfarmer's Twitter and his YouTube accounts both just disappear. He deletes them and he is just out of there. So we got him, right? We nailed him. This is concrete proof that he was cheating, and if you weren't guilty, why would you go ahead and delete all of your socials? Well, some people have picked through this video, and I think Luke is an American player, but what people have realized from the footage there is that a lot of the players in that lobby in the kill feed are actually OCE players, so Australia, New Zealand and the surrounding area, and Luke is an American player. So some people have been hypothesizing over on Twitter that perhaps somebody took some footage of somebody clearly streaming in the Discord, and then they've just put Luke's name in the appropriate places to make it look like it was him. Personally, I find it a little bit far-fetched, but one thing that I do find very strange with the video is that when he zooms out here, I've taken a screenshot of this, and if you look in the bottom right of this guy's desktop, it's actually the 30th of April, and it's 8 minutes past 9. So this video was sent to me literally the same day. So if this is accurate, this means that Luke was still hacking and still streaming it on Discord for other people, even though he's already sort of been speculated to be a hacker. I'm not sure that even Luke is that stupid that when you're under constant fire for hacking in the game, are you still going to be, you know, not just using your hacks, but also streaming it in a Discord for your mates? I'm just not sure I buy that, and the time here and the date, it just looks kind of sus, man. So I'm not 100%, like, I can't really ever be 100%. I think we can always be going back and forth saying, you know, this was fabricated, that was fabricated. At the end of the day, unless somebody stands in Luke's room with a webcam aiming at his monitor with hacks on, there's no way that we can like 110% prove that he is hacking. But what we have seen is that he's an absolute low-life degenerate who has no problem with other people hacking and even supporting them and flying around in helicopters so that they can get the most out of their hacks. So some of you may say maybe it was like wrong of me to potentially falsely accuse him without concrete evidence, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really give a shit. Because this guy, he just shouldn't be in the Battlefield community. He's obviously just, you know, he's bad news, and as long as he's gone, I don't care. I assume that he's deleted his socials because now he knows that the name Lukeskyfarmer is associated with hacking, and so his YouTube's never going to go anywhere. His Twitter is never going to be left alone. I'm not sure if he's quit Battlefield. Maybe he's just bought a new account, made a new Twitter, made a new YouTube, and hopefully he's distanced himself from the people that he has been hanging around there with, because I'm sure they were a bit of a bad influence. So I know this has been a really long video, guys, but I just wanted to get all of the information out there because, you know, a lot of people were speculating on the last video that maybe he wasn't hacking, and now I think it kind of seems more likely that he was, even though we can't necessarily prove it. But what I do want to say as a final thought here is that this goes to show that despite EA's best efforts at implementing an anti-cheat, people are still able to use overlays like this. And when DICE first brought out their new anti-cheat system, it completely blocked some of the absolutely innocent overlays that I was using. Like, I was using Reaver Tuner to show my FPS. I couldn't use that anymore because it was blocked by the EA anti-cheat. But surprisingly, this new hack is an overlay, and it somehow manages to get around that anti-cheat. So, you know, just because there's an anti-cheat in the game, it's just a deterrent. It's kind of like locking up your bike, right? It's going to stop somebody who happens to be walking past an opportunistic thief from stealing your bike, but if they come back 6 hours later with an angle grinder, it's not going to stop them at all. And I think it's the same thing here. If somebody really wants to cheat in Battlefield 2042, they're going to find a way around it. And that's why you guys and me, the community, are so important. And it's so incredibly vital that we do report people when they are obviously hacking. And I would like to say, guys, don't just report anybody who you think is really good at the game. I did see a few scary comments on my last video of people saying, "Oh, that explains why I've been having such a hard time in Battlefield 2042 recently, because you're saying that everybody's hacking, right, Ghost?" No, that's not what I'm saying at all. There are still very few hackers in the game, okay, but it's obvious that people are still using hacks and they are getting through the anti-cheat system. So what I'm saying is, keep your eyes open, but be smart about it. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a very long video. Let me know and leave a comment down below if you watched it all the way to the end, because if you did, then you guys are the real MVPs. Leave a like on the video, guys, if you thought it was a topic worth covering. I know that drama isn't something that everybody wants to hear, but I consider it to be something that is important, that people should know about. Subscribe for more Battlefield as well, and I will catch you guys in the next video.